Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're doing well today. I've got a lager to review for you. It's a Helles lager, and it's an Austrian Helles lager, and it's recently gone into Sainsbury's. It's from Stiegl, and it is their Hell, the Stiegl Hell. So Stiegl from Salzburg, Austria. They've been brewing beer there since the 1400s, 1492 to be exact. And yeah, they've recently put this on the shelves in Sainsbury's. I did a bit of digging on this particular product because I thought, is it a really old lager? Is it a really old product from Stiegl? Turns out they've only been brewing this since 2020. So it's only 5 years they've been doing it. And then they started exporting it to the UK in 2023 through a company called Euroboozer, who have now obviously done a deal with Sainsbury's and probably other supermarkets, I would have thought, before long. £2 a bottle. Sainsbury's, it's coming in at 4.5% ABV, says it there. So yeah, Salzburg, Austria, 500ml bottle, £2 a pop. Let's see if it's any good, shall we? Because I think there's been a lot of whinging, from me included, about the quality or the lack of good lager. The lack of really good quality on the supermarket shelves in the UK. So God knows we need something good there. So we'll see if this Austrian Helles lager is any good. But yeah, it's got to obviously have been reused a couple of times, this bottle, which is usually a sign of quality. First impressions, that is a really, really pale, crystal clear lager. Crazy amounts of carbonation. It has got a nucleated point on the bottom of this glass, but it's not the biggest nucleated point. But the carbonation on this particular one is huge. That is mad. But that is a really clear lager, filtered within an inch of its life. Crystal clear, pale gold. See if I can get me snout in and get an aroma through this quickly developing foamy head. Touch of malty sweetness, grainy sweetness. Bit of a dry hoppiness. Slightly herbal note. Nothing really much to get on that. Should we get stuck in? Cheers. Really light, really thin, very crisp. People say that word a lot in lager reviews, and it's not the easiest kind of word to kind of elaborate on when you're tasting a beer. How is a beer crisp? That carbonation mixed with that light body makes it very thirst quenching, and it's got a crisp kind of edgy type of feel to it. Very refreshing. There's a dry herbal hoppy note to it. It's really light, hoppy, refreshing, zesty. That slight herbal, dry, spicy finish is welcoming, I would say. It gives it a bit of a finish. It gives it a rounded drinking experience when you're having it. What I will say, it's very Pilsner-esque. I don't think I've had this before. I don't think I've reviewed a product from Stiegl before. I've had their Radler, the grapefruit Radler, before in the past. It's like a grapefruit shandy. For a Hell, it doesn't really remind me of any German Helles lagers that I've had. I will say that. It's a lot lighter. It's thinner. Generally, I find that German Helles lagers have a bit of body to them. Not like, like Weiss beer type body, but there's a bit more depth. There's almost like an extra layer of texture on the palate when you drink a German Helles lager. This is very thin, but what it lacks in depth, what it lacks in body, it certainly makes up for in a kind of a slightly sort of honey, zesty, grassy, refreshing edge. There's no nasties, there's no chemicals, it's got flavour. And that sort of slightly dry, hoppy, herbal note at the back end gives it a nice finish and makes it like an all-round, quite enjoyable lager. For a hell, it's certainly thin, it's certainly light, but it's a smasher. It's decent. It's decent. I like it. I think it's a solid product. It's like I say, when I saw Hell, I expected it to be their take on a big, malty, full-bodied German lager, but it's not. It's their own. It's very much their own take on it. It's very much their own style. It's a very crisp, very light, very thin, but zesty, very crisp, very refreshing, well-rounded. It's decent. It's a decent beer in itself. I think it will appeal. It will appeal to lager drinkers who perhaps aren't familiar with German Helles lagers. This is something that I would drink again quite happily. For £2 a bottle, I'd probably pop into the supermarket and pick up 5 of these for a tenner, you know, if you're going for a barbecue or something. It's a decent product, 4.5% as well, so it's less alcohol than some of the others. Borsteiner, for example, I'm pretty sure that's still 5%. Kronbacher, still a strong one. That's decent. That's a decent alternative. A nice Austrian, sorry. A nice Austrian lager. But I say, very refreshing, very light, very crisp. Really, really clear, really filtered, very pale. It's a very light lager. It's not got that depth. The malt doesn't really do as much to this one as they do in the German lagers. It is malty, it is grassy, but there's a nice hoppy feel to it. I feel like the hops are coming through a bit more on this particular one. I think that's very drinkable. I think that's very, very nice. 4.5%. Stiegl Hell. I've got no complaints with that. I've got no complaints with that, other than the fact that they called it a Hell. I was expecting it to be like a German Hell's lager. It's not. It's very much its own lager. But I like it. I like that enough to give it a solid 7 out of 10. And I think that adds a bit of quality to the supermarket beer shelves for me. So thumbs up. 7 out of 10. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of this particular beer in the comments below. And till my next one, you take care.